Referee Daphne LaShawn going to call this one. That's what it's all about. It's all about that women's world championship. This is a huge opportunity for Liv Morgan. And the reason we're even in this predicament right now is because of the challenger, Liv Morgan, the one who took out Rhea Ripley, injuring Ripley's shoulder, forcing her to relinquish the women's world championship. And now she's going to take out Becky Lynch, or at least she looks to take out Becky Lynch, but that's no easy task. Liv has quite the task at hand as she's going to end her revenge tour as champion. But even still, the revenge tour doesn't end for Liv Morgan until she finally takes out Rhea Ripley and gets a victory over her. But we don't know when that will be. But here we go. The match is underway. Great standing switch by Becky as she drives Liv Morgan on the mat. Liv Morgan has been champion. In fact, she's cashing in her Money in the Bank on Ronda Rousey, the baddest woman on the planet. So that's a pretty big deal for Liv Morgan. But let's not take anything away from Becky Lynch, who has a victory over Ronda Rousey in her own right. In fact, over two of the very best that the WWE Women's Division had at the time, in Charlotte Flair and Ronda Rousey back at WrestleMania 35 in the main event, where Becky Lynch would leave as both the SmackDown and Raw Women's Champions. And Becky Lynch is in control. Becky Lynch is 7-time Women's Champion and going to look in to show just why she's been champion so many times. Becky Lynch is in control. Liv Morgan rolls to the outside onto the floor. If you're Liv Morgan, you got to be wondering, what do I have to do to take out Becky Lynch? Becky Lynch went to the outside towards Liv. Liv went for it. Becky ducked, and now Becky's still in control. But if you're Liv Morgan, you've really got to fight through this. You've got to figure out Becky's game plan, watch her moves, watch where you think she's going to go, and then block her right then and there. You can learn a lot about your opponent just by watching them. And the champion now on the receiving end of going head first right into the ring apron. And now Becky Lynch, huge uppercuts to Liv Morgan and a kick to the midsection. And Liv Morgan, not where she wants to be, sweeps the leg of Becky. Becky falls right on her back, and the way her head thudded off the mat, absolutely devastating. And Liv Morgan gonna roll Becky Lynch for the cover, hooks the legs. Could this be it? And it's only enough for a 2 count. Let's take a look at this, where Becky Lynch had her legs swept from under her. And this is exactly what Liv Morgan needs. She needs to stay on the attack as much as possible to break down the champion. That's the best way she can do, the best opportunity for her to leave Jeddah, Saudi Arabia as the champion. And Liv Morgan being told that she needs to back off. She doesn't want to get disqualified. There is a champion's advantage. So in case of a disqualification or a count out, Becky Lynch will leave as champion. And Liv Morgan able to turn the tides once again as she continues her attack on Becky Lynch, stalking her like prey, taking her time, slowing this thing down. Look at this. Becky Lynch's arms are caught in the ropes. Meanwhile, Liv Morgan pulling all the way back on the neck of Lynch, blocking the airway of the champion. And now drop kick to Becky Lynch, whose throat was on the middle rope. Hooks the leg, goes to the cover. We not a new champion. Nope. And Becky Lynch able to kick at it too. You know, it's going to take a lot more than that to keep Becky Lynch down. But what is a smart strategy from Liv Morgan is every time she goes for a pinfall, Becky Lynch has to exhaust energy to kick out. And now a huge punt to the midsection of Becky Lynch. Going to go after those ribs. It'll make it hard to breathe for Becky Lynch if the rib cage of the champion is destroyed. And that's just the dangerous side we've seen of Liv Morgan. She can be very ruthless. And now sending Lynch to the ropes. And Lynch gets the boot up. And now a back elbow. Oh, gets caught. The legs are swept once again of Lynch face first in the top turnbuckle. And again, going for the cover. And Becky Lynch has to exhaust more energy to kick at it too. Constant covers forcing Becky Lynch to kick out, forcing her to exhaust energy that she didn't want to have to use, that she wanted to save for offense. But that's the thing. When you're the champion, you have to be able to play both offense and defense. And right now, Becky Lynch seems to be struggling on the defensive side of things, because just when you think Becky Lynch has got it, Liv Morgan's able to turn things around, and Becky Lynch is having a hard time with countering. And she keeps getting her legs swept right from under her. And Liv Morgan has control of that shoulder of Lynch. Much like Liv Morgan broke the shoulder of Rhea Ripley, damaging her shoulder, the same could very well be for the champion here, Becky Lynch, who's trying to get back up to her feet. Can she do it? And she's back up, and now she needs to break free. Great arm drag counter. Now there's that defense, and now Becky Lynch is back on the offense. But counters, these two going tit for tat, and now once again countering, but jumps up and over, rolls through. Becky Lynch sent face first, top turnbuckle, has the roll up on Lynch, but this time Liv Morgan gets launched face first into the top turnbuckle, and this is not where you want to be. And a double clothesline, both women thinking the same thing. This is a huge critical moment in this matchup. Both women are down. Who's going to get back up to their feet first and take control? And the crowd, the WWE Universe here in Jeddah trying to rally behind these women, getting them back up to their feet. Becky Lynch, the first one back up to her feet. She uses the ropes to keep herself up before she can get full strength back in her legs. And that's what happens as the exhaustion builds up. You're tired. Your legs are tired. It's hard to move, but you still go anyways. And a forearm. And now these two trading rights back and forth, center of the ring, going tit for tat. Who wants it more? This is where things really start to pick up. This is where you see who wants it, who doesn't have the wherewithal to pull through. And right now, Becky Lynch is back up and back in control. If you're Liv Morgan, this is exactly what she wanted to avoid. And right now, she's not where she wants to be. And a backsploder suplex. But Liv Morgan's smart strategy rolls to the outside onto the floor. And this allows her some time to recover. But Becky Lynch not going to waste any more time with a baseball slide right on the money of Liv Morgan. And Becky Lynch on the ring apron with a huge right nails Liv Morgan on the ground. And Becky Lynch gets Liv Morgan back in the ring. Gonna go high risk, high reward as she heads up to the top. This could be a huge turning point, but once again, Liv sweeps the leg, but Lynch able to hold on and stay on the top turnbuckle. And Liv needs to slow things down. Becky has a bit of a faster pace. Liv Morgan likes a slower pace. She likes to break down her opponent limb from limb. And that's what this revenge tour has been all about. Becky Lynch up at the top. Liv stunned. Missile drop kick takes out Morgan. This could be it. Becky hooks the leg, goes to the cover to retain, but Liv Morgan kicks at it too. Becky Lynch can't believe it. She thought that one might have done it. That one was a picture-perfect missile drop kick and even hooked the leg. Not as deep of a hook as she would have liked or she could have gone for. But nonetheless, this match continues. And now looking for a disarmer, but Liv Morgan rolls through, turns it into a cover. That could be it. Nope. Becky Lynch kicks out. Looking again for that disarmer. And a right from Liv Morgan breaks free, but it seems some damage has already been done to the arm of Morgan. And Morgan, double knees. Catches Lynch. And this could do it to win the Women's World Championship. And a kick out at 2. We are approaching the deep waters of this one. This is where you find out what these two women are made of. Who has the wherewithal, who has grit, and who wants to be the women's world champion. Sometimes it's not so much about the strength you have physically, it's about the strength you have mentally that'll take you beyond your opponent to become the world champion, to be at the top. As Becky hooks the leg, goes to the cover once again. Liv Morgan finds her way out of it at 2. And Becky Lynch is feeling it. She's got Liv Morgan right where she wants her. As she heads up to the top, this could potentially be a big blow for Liv Morgan from the top. Morgan gets out of harm's way, springs up, and now a missile drop kick of her own. And now sends Becky across the ring with that one. Hooks the leg. This one could do it. And Lynch finds the wherewithal to continue. It's about having that fighting spirit. That's what it means to be a champion. When you're a champion, you give it everything you've got. You know you have to pull out all the stops, especially when you have an opponent who knows your weak points like Liv Morgan. Liv Morgan gets caught, perhaps thinking oblivion. Becky Lynch caught it, scouted it, 2, and no. Liv Morgan able to kick out at 2. Great counter to that oblivion from Becky Lynch. And Liv Morgan, let's take a look at this one more time. Went for oblivion. Becky Lynch scouted it and then turned it into an inverted DDT, hooked both legs, but only enough for a 2 count. And this is a big turning point. Liv Morgan thought that was their huge opportunity, and Becky Lynch was able to scout it and get out of harm's way. And it's the women's world champion who's on fire, looking for a man-handle slam, but gets countered. Roll up, 1, 2, and now Becky Lynch counters with a rope of her own. Liv kicks out again, went for a boot. Liv Morgan sidestepped with a running knee, takes out Lynch. Lynch is down, goes for the cover, hooking the leg. Oh, and Becky Lynch able to kick out at 2. And now you can see Liv Morgan's face. The emotions are running deep. What does Liv Morgan have to do? Does Liv Morgan have what it takes to beat Becky Lynch? She has to stay as calm as she possibly can if she wants to win this one, if she wants to be the women's world champion. And she's smiling. That sinister look in her eyes. That sinister smile. Now toying with Becky. Becky with a right. And now a right from Morgan. And a right from Morgan. And again, Morgan taking control. And Lynch blocks this time. Double underhook. Turns it into an arm bar. This is a brilliant strategy. Has Liv Morgan right where she wants her, center of the ring. Liv Morgan turns it into a cover. And now a reversal and a submission. Both arms are trapped. Becky Lynch is trapped in the submission, center of the ring with nowhere to go. Becky Lynch turns it into a cover. And now a great pin combination counter. And now once again, Liv Morgan has it locked in. Both arms are locked. Becky Lynch writhing in pain. And the shoulder of Morgan going right into the midsection of Lynch. And now breaks free. Lynch looking for the disarmer. There it is. Becky Lynch, the disarmer. Submission on Liv Morgan. How much does Liv Morgan have left in the tank? Does she have enough to break free? Does she have enough? What is this? What is Dominic Mysterio doing here? What in the world? And Dominic Mysterio here at ringside. Becky Lynch telling Dominic Mysterio to go. Becky Lynch wants nothing to do with Dirty Dom. And Liv Morgan gets caught. Oh, but turned it into a double knees. Went for a man-handle slam. Double knees. Lynch is stunned. 2. Oh, and Lynch near fall. Liv Morgan took advantage of the distraction from Dirty Dominic Mysterio. But it wasn't enough to keep down Becky Lynch. Liv Morgan thought that distraction might have done it, but it wasn't enough, and now Liv Morgan needs to stay on the attack. And now Liv Morgan heads up to the top. And Rhea Ripley was forced to relinquish the championship. And Liv the cause of that. And now Becky Lynch, the one who benefited from it, with a huge superplex. Both women are down. Can the champion finish the job, or will we crown a new women's champion? And now Dom with a steel chair. He wants Becky to use the steel chair. And now Dom arguing with the ref. Liv Morgan with a DDT to Lynch on the chair. Dom, get off the ring. And Daphne, not like this. And Liv Morgan has done it. Liv Morgan is the women's world champion. Once again, Liv Morgan, for the second time in her career, can call herself a champion. She is the new women's world champion with the assistance of Dirty Dominic Mysterio. Dominic Mysterio saying he was going to prevent this from happening. And now Liv Morgan has her hands on the women's world title. Becky Lynch is no longer the champion. Becky Lynch is distraught. She doesn't know what to think. She thought she had this one earlier on. And then Dominic Mysterio would come out to distract Becky Lynch. Becky Lynch would then, lose some of her focus that she had in the disarmament of. Pay attention to Dominic Mysterio when she went for the manhandle slam, double knees, and then went for the cover and hooked the leg, but Becky Lynch able to kick out at 2.5. Dominic Mysterio then sent in a chair for Becky Lynch to use against Liv Morgan. And then Dominic Mysterio arguing with the referee. And then a planted DDT. Becky Lynch face first and to the chair. And then that's what's set up for Oblivion, which hooked the legs and making Liv Morgan now a 2-time women's champion. And tonight, Liv Morgan took full advantage of it. Dominic Mysterio can't believe what he just let happen. Becky Lynch can't believe what just happened. Liv Morgan with a smile on her face leaves Jeddah, Saudi Arabia as the new women's world heavyweight champion with a smile on her face as she is getting ready to celebrate. Liv Morgan is indeed in her revenge tour era. And it continues with some extra weight in the form of gold of the Women's World Heavyweight Championship.